What's going on, everyone? It's me, Aaron Collins, and this is another edition of me addressing worldly issues in a godly way. I hope everyone's doing well today. I hope everyone's in their right mind, and I hope everyone is safe. So, with all that said, let's get on with the commentary. This is actually an impromptu video, but what's causing me to make it is something that I just read. I read an article. Actually, I didn't even read the whole article. I just came across the caption. Basically, Nolan Wells' family is receiving hate while they're grieving. So this brings me to this question right here. Since when is a family grieving been a target for someone's hatred? I mean, what kind of sick, twisted, and evil people do we have among us today? That's something to really think about and pray about, because we already know the situation of what happened in Nolan Wells, and even then, it's still sketchy, because more and more people are coming out now saying that they saw something and say that they got more evidence. I mean, it's basically the situation is getting more dismal. But you know what? My prayer, my thing is this. This is my prayer, and it's going to continue to be my prayer. It's for justice to be for that family, for Nolan Wells' family, and for anyone else's family who's dealing with any loss of a child or a loved one or grieved one. But I wanted to mention this, is that people want to say that this is not a race issue, but it actually is. I mean, and really, I'm trying to get away from the race baiting type of conversations, the race topics and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to. It really is hard to when you have these situations here. This young man, as we all know, was the only black kid in his group of friends. We already know the story about that. We already know what happened. But now that, and by the way, today was actually his funeral too. I understand it was posted live some places. I don't know, they might still have replays of it. But yes, you have the usual group of people come there and speak. Al Sharpton, attorney Benjamin Crump, and you know what? I used to get on their cases for ambulance chasing, but you know what? Now that I think about it, you know what? As a people, we need Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. I mean, why not? Because we need to have some people in our corner that's going to stand up for us. That's going to stand up for the rights of black people, because black people are still being discriminated against in this country at appalling numbers. I mean, once again, I tried to get away from the race type of topics, but it's just hard to do that. But you have a woman grieving the loss of her child, and that makes her the subject of hate mail. I mean, once again, let this sink in. Let me unpack this. When has that been a case for hate? People are grieving. Let them grieve. Let this woman mourn the loss of her child. If that had been a white parent, I'm just going to say this. We already know every last news outlet would have been covering it. You would have had GoFundMe's and all kinds of, what's the word? I can't even talk right. But you already had you would have had all kinds of, yeah, there you go. You would have had all kinds of fundraising and stuff like that going on. You would have had people pitching in and naming roadways and signs and all that after them. I mean, the treatment of black grief and white grief is two totally different things in this country. And I say that because it's something that we still continue to see on a day-to-day basis. And you wonder why we say Black Lives Matter. Because even this is 2026, and it still seems that black lives don't matter. And now, apparently, black grief doesn't matter either. So we need to rally behind those who have lost loved ones. And I'm not saying that that non-blacks, whites or Hispanics or Asians, whoever, I'm not saying that they don't get affected by grief, they don't deal with it, but I don't think you necessarily get the responses to it that we do. And anyway, this is not about you. This is about black grief. So I'm gonna speak appropriately about it. But and I'm quite sure I might get some backlash for making this video, but it is what it is, because I can't stand idly by and just watch this and then I'll say something about it. Besides, it ought to be a cause for someone to get up off their knee, get on their knees and pray about it. I mean, to me, that's always been my response for dealing with things, praying about it, as well as some form of action. But I just wanted to put that out there and let everyone know that this woman is grieving. This whole family is grieving. His mother, his father. I'm not sure if he had any siblings, but if he had any cousins or grandparents, whoever, I'm sure they're grieving as well. And for those of his friends that are still among us, I'm sure they're grieving. Anyway, y'all, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Am I making sense? Am I saying something worthwhile? Let me know. And while you're at, support the channel at paypal.me/The Real Aaron Collins, as well as patreon.com/The Real Aaron Collins, and Cash App $The Real Aaron Collins. That was a lot to say for an impromptu video, but this is just more of a cause for us to get on our knees and pray. Yeah, prayer. But anyway, y'all, remember this, that God loves you. I love you. Let's do life. Yeah, let's do life. And we got a lot of work to do, everyone. We got a lot of work to do right now.